From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Xtreme Mountains 200 presented by Xtreme Performance. We are here in Pocono Raceway. I am excited to see everyone here tonight. We got great drivers. They are practicing right now. Brandon's in the booth with me. We got AJ and Steve behind the scenes doing their thing. Brandon, what are you thinking?
Man, Pocono is one of my best friends. I will say that right now. But you know, looking at the weather, this driver will probably be screaming. And we'll talk about that later. But man, I mean, the weather that's for today is going to be interesting. You know, we got big on the pit strategy as well. You know, 'cause what's crazy is there's sometimes some of these drivers run the race backwards, just like it's a super speedway. So lots of different strategies that we can have tonight, and I'm excited to see who's going to be able to pull it off.
Yeah, I will say this is going to be one of the more dynamic racetracks we've seen in this season. But that doesn't change some of the names we see up top right now. For practice, congratulations on your last win in the trucks. I mean, how do you keep doing it day in and day out? That's number 3 for you. Unbelievable. Congratulations. What do you think these guys are going to expect on the track since you raced it Tuesday?
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's not very often, you know, me as a driver feels like I'm doing some things that I don't think I've ever done in my sim racing career, which is get basically 3 wins in a row in the league race. I mean, that's pretty hard, difficult to do, especially with the talent in this league. But thanks. I mean, honestly, man, I mean, this is a mental game. You know, and for the trucks, you know, it was all about trying to figure out, you know, you know, can you make it on field, and if you could, like, should you save, should you not save? You know, with the Cup cars, you know, the weather is definitely gonna play a factor. With a big headwind on the front stretch, so these guys, girls and guys, I should say, are dealing with tight conditions. And then trying to figure out, okay, how can I get into the corner without sliding up and tagging the guy on the outside? So this is, honestly, with the Cup cars, there's just a lot more to lose overall compared to in the truck series. So, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say right now, but I know for a fact that these guys are going to put on an amazing show. We're going to see a lot of side-by-side, 4, 5, even maybe 6 wide on the front stretch on restarts. So, I'm ready.
Yeah, I am ready as well. Like you said, these front and back stretches are so long. It's not a unique. Well, I should say it is a unique racetrack in that sense. And you got 3 turns, large turns that can really change your race depending on how you run those. And every one seems like it's just a little different. So it's hard to get in the routine of a lap. So we see Frankie and Mark and Brandon up there in the top 3 in practice. Frankie Barroso running a 53.72, Mark with the 53.8, and Brandon Fetterplace with the 53.8.5. So they are super close. We're going to get into qualifying here shortly and see if these numbers still stand as they look. I don't think they will. We've got a lot of good drivers in here, like I had said. Matt Smith, Joseph Sobel, I think I said that right. I apologize if I did not. Matt Fleming, Ryan Dunkelberger, those guys, these are the names you got to look out for. So it's going to be fun to see it.
Absolutely. I mean, looking at the leaderboard right now, I mean, there's, you know, very similar, you know, guys up there. Jesse Nikula, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. I mean, he's, you know, up there in the top 10 as well. You know, but for the most part, you know, you see the same, no new names just yet. I think Graham was pretty quick last week as well. You know, just looking at the names. So, not surprising as far as the top 10, but, you know, like I said earlier, you know, strategy is everything. If you can get it right so that way you can play the race backwards, I mean, man, I mean, you could turn this race upside down. I mean, the guys that, you know, are fast in practice right now, you know, they, even though you're fast in practice, if you don't get that strategy right, it's game over for you. You just gave it away. So, it's, like I said, it's going to be a very, very interesting, very technical track as far as trying to figure out the right strategy and try to figure out your tire management and your fuel management. So, you know, it might look easy because it got the long straightaways, but trust me, it's nowhere close to being easy.
You're right. And again, we got 3 stages. So stage 1, 20 laps. Stage 2 is going to be 45 laps and then finish with the 80. This track is large. We talked about fuel early, Brandon, and I think that stage 2, the finish, they're going to be having to pit under green. So, and that's the fun part about this Pocono Raceway racetrack is that it's not your average. These guys are running long laps. They're going to be out there for a long time, so their fuel is going to be consuming itself, and they're going to have to go in and make the right pit stop at the right time, and that makes it fun here at Pocono, right? Am I correct there?
I mean, you're dead on. I mean, the fuel is interesting because, like you said, with stage 2 being, you know, going all the way to lap 45, you know, you have to make a green. I mean, unless there's cautions. I mean, if there's no cautions, yeah, you're gonna have to make a green flag pit stop. And getting on the pit road, as we were watching the 34 there attempt to get on pit road. Pit road is tricky. I mean, there was in the truck race, you had several people that tried to get in aggressive and got caught speeding or self-spun getting onto pit road. It's you put everything in to try and making up the time on your competitors, and pit road is one of those places where you can do that. But look, you have to ask yourself, how aggressive do you want to be? Do you want to put everything on the line and you're going for it? Man, you get a speeding penalty. I mean, you're sitting on pit road for 40 seconds. I mean, you basically just gave the race away. I mean, unless you get a caution. So it's like I said, it's very, very technical. It might not look like it, but the amount of stuff that is going to happen during the race, the amount of stuff that's going through these drivers' minds, you know, when they're trying to do strategies and stuff like that is big. So, and it looks like practice has just ended.
Looks like practice is finished up here. We're going to jump into qualifying. And you know what? Before we do, I'm going to get you over to the anthem. AJ. All right, and we are back here at the Pocono Raceway, brought to you by Xtreme Mountains 200, and presented by Xtreme Performance. These guys are qualifying at this point in time, and as I see the times coming up here, I don't see them just yet. Brandon, do you see them?
Yeah, I see them coming out.
Why am I missing this? How do I not see the times?
Well, the problem is that this track is massive. You know, and with the amount of time that it kind of takes to get up to speed, you know, these guys technically are just now, as we're watching the, I believe it's the 13 car. Can't really see that far away. My eyes aren't that good, but yeah. So it looks like we are riding with the 13 car. He is just now starting his and as you can see, you know, going down into turn 1. You know, and he's shifting down the 4th, and the reason you got to shift down the 4th because it's you know, you're carrying so much speed. These cars have so much, they're so heavy that you got to be able to slow them down enough. So shifting is definitely something that you're going to see here. Usually you will only probably see that in turn 1 and 3. There is no turn 4 for the people who don't know. Pocono is only 3 turns, but yeah, I mean, from what I can see by the 13. Oh, and we have a car around. Who is that? Driving backwards, sir. That's not. Oh, Mark Whitley, what are you doing, buddy? We're not driving backwards.
Turned around. I think he got his one lap in at 53.8, which is the pole, but number 2 not working out so well for him.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was.
Yeah, it looks like Andrew just got it. Andrew Phipps at a 53.7 now in the pole.
Yeah, I'm thinking that we might see drivers as low as 6s, maybe even 5s. I mean 5s. I mean you gotta have that perfect lap. But I think 6s, running a 0.6 is probably a good, really good lap. It'll be interesting to see if we can see some guys drop that low.
Yeah, that would be a fantastic lap. So on this track at Pocono Raceway, do you want to be up the front on the qualifying? Because it seems like from the truck series, when you're out front and you're the top 2, top 3, it seems like you can leave the pack. It's hard to come through the back and make your way up. Those guys in that top 2, top 3, top 5 even, it seems like they have the advantage and everyone else is chasing.
I mean, if you can get the pole, it's great. But it's not everything. You know, it is important, as getting the pole in every race, except for maybe a super speedway, is important. But the fact that you're going into corners, you're using your brakes, you're allowing basically your competitors to kind of draft up behind you and kind of slingshot and try to out brake you or out dive you, I should say, entering the corners. So it's not really that important, but I tell you what, if you can get a group of 5, 6 drivers and get them just to work together, they'll pull away from the field. We kind of saw that in the truck race on Tuesday night. If whoever was leading, if they can just kind of lead the field, be the Pied Piper, and just kind of pull away, you kind of create like a little breakaway. So I'm pretty sure you'll probably see that here as well. It's just a matter of, can the people in the back, can they get it together? Can they push each other long enough without trying to pass each other and try to catch the leader? So we'll see. Like I said, it's a long race, so it'd be interesting to see what the strategy is.
Yes, it will. And you bring up a good point. There is some draft to this track, which in the average guy, person, woman who's watching racing, and when they think of draft, they're thinking of Talladega. They're thinking of Daytona. But this track is big enough and is fast enough where you can get that draft and go, and that can work to your advantage. As we're seeing these times come in real quick, though, on the pole still, Andrew Phipps at 53.7. We got the Michael Bennett, the number 19, at 53.8. He's in the second spot. Mark Whitley, 53.81. Just got beat out there in the 3 spot. Brandon Fetterplace, Jeff, and Matt Fleming. Some good times. We're not seeing that 53.6, but maybe we'll see it. There's a lot of guys in this race tonight, and they're still out there qualifying. So it may happen.
It still got plenty of time as we're sitting here riding with Brandon Shelton right now, and that nice, beautiful looking John Deere paint scheme he got going on there. But yeah, I mean, and his line is, and it looks like is this his? I think this is his up to speed lap. I don't think this is his first lap yet, but actually, let's see. Actually, I'm sorry, this is actually completing his qualifying. And looks like we have a new pole sitter, Mr. Brandon 6, and no, he didn't run a 6 either, which is actually interesting. So the weather more than likely has changed a little bit. In practice, I know that there was a headwind, which there still is, winds of southeast at 10 miles an hour. So it looks like everything's pretty much the same. Actually, it's just interesting that they didn't run a 6, but it's not a bad thing. They're still fast. Still faster than I was, I can tell you that.
They are still fast. I think we have 5 or 6, no, more than that. 8 guys left here to qualify. That time may change. On this track, do you want to run an inside out? I saw you in the truck series on Tuesday, and you were doing this in and then back out to the corner right before it came. Can you kind of explain that? Are these guys tonight going to be doing that same kind of movement? There was only a few guys doing it, and it was you and I think Mark Whitley. I forget but that seemed like it was working for a lot of guys.
So with these type of tracks, I will say that it's what we would call an apex corner. So basically, you enter the corner as we are riding with the 4 car right now. You'll kind of see it here. He kind of apexes the corner. He aims for the middle, rides down I'm sorry. This is the 12 car. I'm sorry. So as you watch him, you're actually seeing that he kind of does the same thing, apexes the corner, and then kind of shoots off and aims for the wall. Now the whole point of that is to continue to carry that momentum, to carry that speed into the corner and off of the corner. If you can do that, you're making good time. But if you're kind of like side by side with people and you're battling with that, with that other car, you're doing nothing but losing time. So that's what I was kind of saying earlier. If you can get out front and kind of pull and get a little small pack to kind of pull away, you can actually do some really, or I should say, you can actually really pull away from the field. So it's a matter of time and a matter of, those guys trying to figure that all out there. But looked like he was able to get a P8, so that's a nice solid lap there for him.
Yeah, that's going to be great. We're seeing 53 Charlie Birch right now going on the track. I believe he's on his second lap. I could be wrong there, but let's see what he can do.
Yeah, so it looks like he's coming to the line here. Looks like it's his first lap.
Yeah.
But don't have that much time. He got less than 30 seconds to put down that second lap, and unfortunately, he is not going to be able to get it done.
He's not.
Yeah, don't think he's going to be able to do it. Great effort, though. We'll have to see where he shakes out. 5th on the board, so I think the fact that he didn't get to put that lap down kind of hurt him a lot. So,
All right. So that's going to finish up qualifying right now, and they're going to get on the grid, and we're going to be racing here shortly at Pocono Raceway. Man, I'm going to drop down the top 10 as it sits. Number 66 in the Brandon 6. I love saying that. He got the pole. He's in the 1 spot. Followed by Andrew Phipps in the 2nd, and the number 25. Ryan Dunkelberger in the 26. He is in the 3rd position. Michael Bennett in the 19. He's in 4th. Mark Whitley sitting 5 in the 7 car. Brandon Fetterplay sitting 6 in 35. And then we got Jeff Tetro in 7th. Frank Barossa in 8th. John Wright in 9th. And Matt Fleming wrapping up the top 10 there. Good numbers.
Definitely solid numbers. Fortunately, not very surprising. This is the guys in the top 10 is kind of what I expected. But again, qualifying is it's always great. But I mean, it's not everything. Those guys still got plenty of time behind in the back that can go ahead and make up a lot of spots. So it's plenty of time. You got 80 laps. Yeah, they'll get up there for sure.
Absolutely, and we got guys sitting down below here. Brandon Shelton in the 2. He's starting 15th spot. Thomas Meeks in the 14th grid. He's in the 55 car. Josh Sobel in the 16th spot in the 75 car, and Josh Larson sitting 17th. Some names you need to look out for down below there. Those guys will make runs. We always see it. Man, Nick Biddy there in the 32 car sitting 29th spot. Surprising to see. A lot of drivers, though. I think we have a full field. I think this is the biggest field we've had ever since we started. Is that correct?
Total of 45 drivers. That is the biggest we have had. So it's hey, Pocono's a big enough track. They could probably hold 50 drivers out there, honestly, if the league was set up that way. So plenty of spots.
Yeah, plenty of spots. Holy smokes, we are pulling out right now, and we're gonna do something special here before we go green. It's been an emotional week for all these guys here. We appreciate everyone at home watching, and man, Brandon, can you take this away from me?
Absolutely. Our our dear friend, Reese Kelva, unfortunately passed away this past Tuesday due to complications in surgery. Unfortunately, he was battling cancer. So, unfortunately, that happened, man, 3 o'clock, I believe it was when we were told. So, same day of the truck race. So it was really, really difficult to try and focus and, kind of just put that aside and race. But, at the end of the day, it was important for us to, put on the show as he would have wanted us to do. And, man, did we put on a hell of a show. I would say that. If you have not watched it, go back and watch the Tuesday race, especially the ending, where myself, and unfortunately I can't think of the second place guy right now, I'm sorry, but me in the second place, man, we battled the last 2 laps. I mean, an amazing race.
Hang on, we're not going green, not going green.
But so looks like what we're going to do here is we're going to have our league owner, actually, Steve Tucker, is going to go ahead and drive a memorable car to the front of the field, and we are going to basically, I guess, watch the car up front. As the rest of the field, I believe they're going to attempt to try and go 4 wide, and in order to pay tribute to our friend Reese.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing that they're doing. They did it on Tuesday. We're going to do it again tonight here on Thursday. Condolences to the family. That car right there with that paint scheme is an awesome tribute. It's really, really cool to see this tonight. 4 wide. It's just fun. It's just really cool, and it brings everyone together. And man, Brandon, you knew him a lot better than I did. I briefly met him for a couple weeks, and he was a great human, a good dude, straightforward. He was funny. He was man. Brandon, can you kind of explain that side of it, please?
Man, he was a competitor. He was a friend. He was a family man. He was a lead. He was a team owner. There were so many people that looked up to him and what he was able to do, and he directed. He helped Steve Tucker actually create this league. He helped to create this broadcasting team. So it's everything that he was able to do. But I think AJ has a little bit more information that he can provide for the fans to hear.
Yeah, Reese was a big person, a big personality. Him and Steve last year was actually kind of funny. When I got put behind the camera to run, producer and director and everything, I took it as a goal every single week to try to get Reese to absolutely belly laugh. And if you guys go back to, I think it's the All-Star race last year, I say they're shoving it into turn 1, and then Reese just is off the grid for like 5 or 6 laps because you could hear him like chuckling in the background. He was a great friend. A lot of things, broadcasting-wise, I'm gonna take from what he taught me, and even some life lessons. I'm gonna miss him, pal. I'm gonna miss him.
Yeah, he was, like I said, I had conversations with him, and it would start at like 10, like after the race, so that would be like 11:15 at night, and we wouldn't stop talking until about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. So, man, I could talk to that dude for hours because he was so funny, but was so down to earth, and was just a realistic man. I mean, you could just talk to him about anything and everything, and he had great insight and great advice. He gave me some advice on with me running my league, or not league, I'm sorry, my team, and I told him I actually had interest in actually joining the booth, and he's actually the one who pushed me to come up here. So thankful for him and what he's done for all of us.
So
he's definitely gonna be
just so everybody knows, all the Powerhouse Motorsports cars are going to have their number on the doors, but also Reese's number 4 on the top of the car.
So that would
even
be pretty awesome.
Even a bigger tribute to our good buddy.
It's awesome. Awesome to hear, for sure.
What a
All right.
fantastic tribute there. We are now about to go green here. They're side by side, and we're going to drop the green flag here at Pocono Raceway. Brought to you by Xtreme Mountain 200 and presented by Xtreme Performance. And the green flag is out. Brandon on the inside. Let's see what he does in turn 1 as Andrew Phipps and Ryan Dickenberger are chasing him down.
These guys are going to be getting after it right now.
Yeah, I know a lot of these other tracks before. I think they were trying to figure it out the first stage. Man, they're going to make some passes quick. They're going to be competing early and trying to get to the front of that pack, as we see 26 of Ryan making a pass on the inside. Brandon 6 now in second as they go here to turn 3.
I think there was a lot of give and take there. You know, the 26 and the 66 are teammates. So more than likely this was a ploy or something that was talked about earlier. Probably pre-race or during practice. You know, with the 66 saying, you know what, I'm just going to take it easy. 26 saying, you know what, I want to go out there and I want to lead as many laps as I can. I want to be the Pied Piper, and I want to see what I can do. So it's more than likely what that plan was, and looks like it's paying off right now.
And if you're going to be qualifying 1 and 2 and you guys are teammates, you're going to like it for the majority of this race as they fly up here single file, a little bit of side by side in the back. 74 right there pushing. I think he's in 5th position. Ooh, little loose on the corner there. 54 sideways. Matt Smith. Man, good save by him. No cautions here. 2 laps down.
It's just, hey, look, these guys have got to kind of just get comfortable, relax, run laps. Let's just put everything together so that way we can actually figure out, okay, what kind of car do we have? What's the competition? How are we going to be able to line these guys up and pass them one at a time? You're not going to go ahead. You're not going to be able to go in there and pass 2, 3, 4 cars at a time. This isn't Daytona. You know, this is Pocono, where you actually have to be methodical about your moves. You got to think about it, because if you go ahead and you side draft somebody and you don't complete that pass, you're still side by side with them. You've now allowed the car that was behind you to catch you guys. So every move that you have to make, or that you make, has to be calculated, and these guys have got to keep that in mind.
Yes, you do. Now, you saw there earlier, Brandon 6 kind of pushing him right before they got to the corner. Falls ahead, or falls back just a little bit as Ryan pulls away here in the 1 spot. Guys down below, Matt Smith and Matt Fleming, Brandon Shelton, they're back there. Let's see what they can do. Man, a lot of single file here. I think that's Pocono racing, though. We'll see a lot of that type of racing throughout the day. And we're in the first stage, 20 laps. And that will bring out our first caution after that, and then it will go to stage 2. That will be 45 laps.
Yeah, and one of the things that's also got to be important for these drivers, as well as I wanted to add on, is the fact that it's only 3 turns. You know, there's typically your tracks that you're going to have, you know, your typical oval tracks are going to be 4 turns. You know, so they're only going to be 3 here. So, you know, that's how much more it is important to make sure your passes are critical. You know, if we're riding with the 54 here of Matt Smith, you know, we're riding with him. You're trying to see he's catching the car in front of him, but at the same time you got to be able to, you know, line him up and kind of set him up so that way you can make the pass. As you can see, he attempts to make the kind of dive bomb it maybe just a little bit, see if he can pick it up, and he does it. The car in front of you exactly going to start pulling away again. Now you got to try and set this up all over again. So it's a long race, but man, laps are ticking though, so eventually you do have to start making moves on people.
Yeah, we are 5 laps down. You're starting to see a couple packs. We got that front of the pack going pretty strong. Got a mid pack and then the back pack. I don't know if they're going to catch each other that way or not, but as it sits right now, 5 laps down. Ryan still up front there, followed by Brandon. Mark Whitley in the 7. He's in the 3 position. Andrew Phipps in the 4 and Jeff in the 5th, and we got someone on the pits.
That's like rubbing song. Not sure what's going on here or why it's way too early to be pitting. I mean, unless he believes for sure that he is not going to be able to make it. I mean, it's a possibility that these guys will have to pit, but to do it this early in the game, might be a little too early.
Yeah, it seems pretty early to me too. We didn't see anybody on Tuesday pitting this early. Did he run into the wall or damage the car? We're only lap 6 of 20 of the first stage, so interesting to see. It is Pocono, a lot of strategy. Maybe he knows something we don't. But 6, now 7 laps down. Nothing's changed up top, but we do have that battle kind of in that middle there with Brandon Shelton, Matt Fleming, Justin Sorrell with the 27. They're kind of sitting there, that 10, 12, 13, 14 spot. See what happens after this first stage 1 ends.
So definitely want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Michael Kaczynski, sponsoring the I'm in shambles tonight. Sponsoring the race for Xtreme Performance is his team. He's sponsoring tonight's race. So yeah, it looks like he got the Xtreme Performance logo on the car as well. So definitely gonna give a shout out to him. Thank you for sponsoring the race tonight, sir. And wishing you luck and your race.
Yeah, let's see what he can do tonight. And we'd like to say hi to everyone at home watching on the Wheels America Racing Network. Welcome to this broadcast here at Pocono. Man, we have a lot of people pitting early.
Yeah, I'm going to say that I got my fuel strategy incorrect. I was thinking that it was going to be close. But maybe not. Maybe they cannot make it. But it's interesting. Again, if you look in the cars in the top 5, top 6, you got Ryan Dunkelberger in P1, Brandon 6 in P2, Mark Whitley P3, Andy Phipps P4, Brian Petterplace P5, and then Jeff Tetro is in P6. The top 6 are still out there, but if you notice, they're drafting pretty well. They're not really making a lot of passes or anything like that. So maybe that's the play that they're trying. Maybe they're trying to see if they can make it. I just thought they would be a lot. I didn't think they would be that far off, but maybe they are.
Yeah, pitting now instead of later. I still think that's super early. But hey, I'm confused as you are, Brandon. We got these top guys out here drafting and still on the track. Lap 9 still rolling. I don't know when they're gonna pit, but man, my notes, they're out the window. I'm gonna throw my paper and my pen out the window or in the trash because I don't know what's going on anymore. It's gonna be fun at the end, but 9 laps down, I'm already confused.
Yeah, and then you see this big pack right here, and I don't think these guys pitted yet. So I mean, it's another cluster of cars. Actually, there's quite a bit of cars back here. But hey, I mean, honestly, like I said, strategies and everything. And if these guys can figure out the right strategy, hey, that could get them the win. So, you got the top 6 has one strategy, and then you got a couple cars in between there that have stayed out, and then you got the cars in the back that pitted for, looks like fuel only. Man, we're up in shambles up here because we don't know the right strategy, but eventually we're going to figure it out.
By watching these guys on the racetrack tonight, now one thing, we're talking about fuel. We're talking about fuel, and these guys are pitting, and I would assume that's why. But what about the tires? I mean, is tires coming a factor at Pocono? Holy cow! I knew I was going to mess that up tonight. Is tires a big factor, Brandon?
Tires do play a factor here. It's more on the right front, just because of the amount of speed that you're carrying into the corners. So, yeah, I mean, if these guys can go out there and save their tires, I mean, that's going to definitely play a factor in having an extra set toward the end of the run, and maybe that's, if a caution comes out at the right time and everybody else has no tires, you go in there and take a set of tires and go out there and be Superman for a couple laps. But it does make a difference, but saving tires, you're also going to lose a lot of time, so I wouldn't worry too much about the tires. I would probably worry more about the fuel, but like I said, everybody's on a different strategy. As you can see, the Brandon Shelton in the 2 car, he was just pitting there too.
Yeah, a lot of guys early pitting, and that is looks like Shelton pitting at this moment. And as we sit right now, 12 laps down, still up front there, number 26, Ryan Dunkelberger, and followed by Brandon Six in second, Andrew Phipps in third, Brandon Fetter place in fourth, Frankie Barroso wraps up the top 5. Man, Matt Smith and John Wright right there too, making some good time.
Looks like so the top 4 now. So actually it was top 6. So now it's just the top 4 that have actually stayed out. So again, and as they come around again, they're still staying out there. So I am really interested to see what the plan is. How far can they go on field? If the whole other field is pitting, how in the world are they gonna make this work? I'm really intrigued to really figure this out.
Well, we shall see. One name I want to bring up, Thomas Meeks in the 55 started at 14th and now sitting in the 40th grid. I think he spun in the pits. We didn't see that live, but I'm getting word that he spun in the pits. Cost him a lot of time right now and a lot of position. So hopefully he can make his way up there. I know it's not easy at this raceway, but we shall see.
I remember I talked about that earlier during practice. How aggressive do you want to get on pit road? And getting on, thankfully it's for him, it's early, so he can make that mistake and he can learn from that and maybe dial back his brake bias a little bit so that way he's not as aggressive, as we're going to see if we can pull up the replay here. But like I said, you can learn from the little things that happen. Pocono is big enough that you can do that. So as we'll go ahead and ride with him here. Looks like so it looks like okay, yeah, just he didn't touch the wall though. The car is still clean, but man, he lost a ton of time. So again, lessons learned. Hopefully the next time he comes up pit road and it's the green flag, he can go ahead and dial back that brake bias and he'll learn from that. But hey, the 26 car is still the leader and the leader is right behind him. So 26 car Dunkelberger is, if he's not going to pit here, he's definitely chomping at the bit to try and put the 55 car Meeks a lap down. That's one guy that you don't have to worry about possibly taking the win from you. So, man, this strategy is crazy right now.
Yeah, and it's interesting seeing Meeks come into pits because I think I don't think we give this track enough credit for how fast it is, and guys coming off the tracks from last week, maybe the week before, aren't ready to come in the pits that fast. They got to slow it down, and you may see more guys spinning because they're not making their entry as well as they should be. But the draft, the speed of this track, the corners, that's what's so much fun about Pocono. The dynamics of it. Guys are pitting on 6 laps. Start of the race, we weren't even halfway done with stage 1. 15 laps, we got 5 laps to go until that first stage ends. Man, it's only get crazier as we see right now. More guys coming in the pits of lap 16. Stage 1 not even completed. So I think everyone's idea of what they wanted to do today has now changed watching these guys make these moves this early.
So it looks like Andrew Phipps is now going to inherit the lead as he attempts to try and stay out another lap, more than likely just to get some bonus points for leading the lap, which isn't a bad thing. And with Fetter Place now sitting P2, and they are basically kind of in the space all by themselves, because then it falls back to Frankie Barroso, who's kind of also in the world all by himself. Then you have John Wright and Matt Smith rounding out the top 5, but they're kind of running together. So as we see the 54 and the 04 running side by side. Looks like the 54 had no problem getting by him. more than likely the 04 kind of just let him go, and looks like the 04 is coming down pit road, so that would be the reason why.
Now on Tuesday, Brandon, was it hard to come into pits? Was it a a challenge to change your speed, to get to the right position, to be in that pit zone at the right speed?
Well, one of my problems is I'm kind of known as the Denny Hamlin of NASCAR of iRacing, and for the people listening, Denny Hamlin always gets pit road penalties and everything else thrown at him. So I tend to always get these type of penalties, but for this season, I've kind of dialed it back a little bit. So for this season, I'm not getting in as aggressive. You can always be more aggressive entering pit road. It just depends on how aggressive you want to be, and like I said, getting that speeding penalty and getting the 40-second hold, that could throw away your race. So I would rather be easy entering pit road and give up a little bit of time, and not take the penalty or whatever, and still have a chance at winning the race. So it just depends on your flavor of the race.
Sure, and man, we got guys pitting, and this is going to change up that top 10 position. Number 12 now, Frankie Barroso in the 1 spot, followed by Mike Smith in the 54. Robert Babcock in the 14th is in 3rd, and Michael Kakinski, I'm going to say it wrong, number 30, he's in the 4th spot. Say that 3 times fast, and hopefully I get it right one time, Brandon.
Yeah, and then so it looks like they've just closed pit road. So man, if you have not pitted and you're close, that's another penalty that you got to worry about. So hopefully these boys can all make it. Looks like Frankie is still holding on to P1.
P1 as he is right there. And we're 18 laps down. Stage 1 is about to end here shortly. It's interesting. I always say, hey, it's going to end quick, but guess what? These laps are so long, man. I'll tell you what, I keep thinking they're turning 1-2 and they're already done, but that's not the case, as we have a pit stop right now coming in, and that is going to be...
Yeah, and that's what I was just saying. You guys got to make sure you know how much fuel you got, because if you don't, and you got to come down pit road, that penalty is big. So, looks like we're attempting to try to get to the white flag. Look, Robert Babcock looks like he's the leader right now. Oh, he's out of fuel. No.
Look at that. Oh no, we got a slow car, and it looks like he's out of fuel.
Yes, and looks like Andrew Phipps is now currently leading. Does he have enough to make it?
Man.
Oh,
I think Brandon. I think he did pit. Yeah. I think he's good to go there.
He did pit. So he is good to go. So now the guys behind him are doing everything to try and catch him. Oh man, that's not what you want for Babcock, man. That's gonna hurt a little bit.
That's tough. You don't want to end a race that way, for sure. Especially when you're pushing the limits. You're seeing these guys pit. You know exactly what's going on, and now you're finding yourself no fuel, and man, done for the race here. Yellow flag's out now, and that's going to bring us to the end of stage 1. What a race so far. Andrew Phipps, I believe, right now is going to be your stage 1 winner, followed by Brandon Fetterplace and Brandon 6 in number 3. Man, we got a lot of action with no cautions. Nothing's going on here, and guess what? There's a ton of action at Pocono. Brandon, what is going on today?
I told you it's gonna be some action if it plays out right, and the fact that these guys could not make it on the first run, I mean that's oh man, if you see Babcock still trying to get down pit road, oh the agony. But yeah, I mean the strategy worked out for Phipps for sure. To come down pit road early and get in front of those boys, and he did what he needed to do. So now it's a matter of, hey, these boys gotta do it again. So it's gonna be wild, and like I said, the track is big enough where you can play a lot of different strategies. So it's gonna be fun the rest of the race.
Yep, stage 2 is coming up, man. Congratulations to Andrew on the stage 1 win, and we are here at the Xtreme Mountains 200 with a lot of action, and there's gonna be more to come here in stage 2. 45 laps. As the caution comes, as the pit car is out here, running these guys through. And before we start here on stage 2, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Xtreme Mountains 200 presented by Xtreme Performance Motorsports. We are going to try and get our Stage 1 winner, Andrew Phipps. Let's see if I can get him dialed up here. Let's see if we can get him. Bear for just a few moments, please. See if we can get him here. Having technical difficulties. Sorry, give it just a few moments, folks, to see if we can get him on.
That is live television right there. I do see you guys at home on YouTube. Thanks for being here and thanks for watching. We are having a great time here at Pocono. They look like right now they are going to choose the inside or top side, outside line. And I believe Brandon Six, he's on the inside, followed by Ryan and Mark Whitley there in the 7 car. And are we still trying to get down to our driver to have a word with him?
Unfortunately, I think we're just having too many technical difficulties with that, so we'll have to try and see if we can maybe, if we have a caution, I'll try to see if I can bring him in. If not, then we'll try and see if maybe we can get him a little bit later on.
Fantastic. Well, before we get started here in Stage 2, I just want to give a shout out to a few of our sponsors: Wheels of America, Admin Box, Flim Dogs, Moving Portable Storage Units, the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast, and Harpoon Designs. Also want to give a big shout out tonight for Xtreme Performance Motorsports. They are here in the chat watching this broadcast and watching this race. Been a fantastic ride so far here at Pocono, and we're only done with Stage 1, going to Stage 2. It's going to get more exciting. 23 laps down.
Yeah, these boys, we're about to see about 4 and 5 wide. These boys are about to get after it. They were pretty aggressive the last restart, so we're about to see. We're definitely gonna see it again.
Yeah. The wild thing tonight is no cautions. I think we went caution free in that Stage 1. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. That's a testament to these drivers tonight. They are racing and driving good. I think we'll see that throughout the race. I think stage 2 will probably go caution-free as well. But they're going to be fighting for position. Again, Brandon 6, Ryan, Mark, and Frankie Barossa, top 3. And then you following up by Brandon Fetterplace, Andrew Phipps, and Timothy Moore. He's in the 7th position.
Yeah, so it looks like these, I actually thought that was, it looks like we did have one driver come down and, looks like he topped off on fuel. Our Daytona winner, Drew Jua, did come down and top off. So that tells you, how important fuel is. You know, if these guys can put just a little bit more fuel and make it just a little bit more and not have a situation, of running out of fuel on the white flag, you know, these boys are going to try and do it. So, not surprised by the move. I actually think that's a pretty smart move to go ahead and do that. So, you know, I think one of the things that, you know, it's a little bit different this time is the fact that the laps for stage 2 are longer. You know, so you won't have guys coming in too much earlier. You might probably see them kind of split this run in half, more likely, instead of coming in, you know, lap 4 or lap 5, because that is pretty early. But yeah, if you know, if you could figure out, like I said earlier, if you could figure out the right strategy for this stage, you too can be a stage winner, just like our stage 1 winner of Andrew Phipps.
And as stage 2 begins here shortly, we're going to do the same we've been doing every race, Brandon. I'm going to circle my driver. I'm gonna call the name right now, and I'm going with this guy. I don't think I've gone with him this year yet, but Andrew Phipps in the 25. That's the guy I'm circling. As pace car comes off, we are gonna go green. Stage 2 begins right now. Brandon 6 again in the lead on the inside, followed by Ryan, Mark, and Frankie. They're gonna chase him down going into turn 1, side by side.
Guys are being a lot more tame than I thought they were. I thought these guys are going to be going 5 and 6, 7 wide. All I'm getting is 2 wide. I'm a little disappointed, but I love the fact that they're clean though, so I can't be mad at that.
Yeah, you can't be mad at that. We've seen a lot of cautions in the race 1 and race 2, and tonight seems like they're really calmed down. They're figuring each other out, and that's okay. That's fine. We like a non-caution race, but don't get me wrong. In stage 3. All gloves may come off, and we may see some as they battle to win this race. Brandon, like I said, I got Andrew circled in the 25. Who do you got? Who you got in stage 2 winning this race?
Oh, man, I don't even know, honestly. Everybody I picked from Daytona, from Nashville, I guess I've kind of jinxed them. So, man, I hate to do this, but I don't know. I'm feeling a little Frankie Barossa love. Feeling a little Frankie Barossa love out here tonight. So you know, you never know. But you know, he drives for PHM for our friend Reese Calva. That's oh my God, this car's getting loose. Great save by the 34 there. As I was saying, you know, he drives for PHM, which is Powerhouse Motorsports, which is Reese Calva's team. So I think an amazing win would be for Frankie Barossa or anybody on the Powerhouse Motorsports team to go out there and get a win tonight. I think that would be really, really special if they can go ahead and get that done tonight.
Yeah, and we're gonna get AJ in here. AJ, who do you got tonight?
Well, we've kind of seen him on the screen in the last lap and a half. I'm going to go with Ryan Dunkelberger. He's been very good all season long, just haven't really grabbed that brass ring yet in the Cup Series. Been very good in the trucks and in the Super Late Model Series on Wednesday nights. But I think tonight's going to be his night, and he's going to win right here in the Pocono Mountains.
Hey.
Okay.
I hope he does, and I guess we got all our names out there, and we'll see who is on top at the finish of this race. 66, Brandon 6 is in the 1 spot at this point in time, followed still by Frankie Barossa and Mark Whitley. Haven't talked about Mark mark a whole lot. He's kind of been in that third, fourth spot, just kind of hanging like he does, man. And usually by the end of the race, he's up there in that 1-2. But I think he's being really patient tonight. He is one name, one guy that you got to look out for. Seems like he's always up there. We're calling his name.
Yeah. As you can see, these guys are, swerving back and forth on the straightaways. I mean, and that's an attempt to try and break the draft. Like we said before earlier, the straightaways are so long that you get so much of a momentum, catching the car. As you can see, the 7 car making a move on the 12 car here. You get such a run that you try to break the draft. You're trying to keep your competitors from getting back to your back bumper so they can make a move or a pass on you. But the problem is that actually by doing that, you're actually heating up your tires, and by heating up the tires, you're putting more wear on them. So it helps, but then it doesn't help at the same time. So again, pick your flavor of point of the race. Do you want to go ahead and do that now, or do you want to not and just kind of just ride? Do you want to be aggressive, not, and just ride? So it just depends on what you want to do.
Yeah, and Tuesday we saw a few of the trucks doing that type of racing, that style, that inside to out before the corner. As we saw here, it seems like the front of the pack, a lot of these guys are doing that same exact thing, as we may have a pass on the inside there. Looks like it was a clean pass. But, yeah, it's interesting, that technique, man. Brandon, is it something to get you set up for the corner, or is it something? Can you explain that a little bit more as you go ahead and do that?
So I mean, as far as setting up the corners and everything, I mean, basically with the way how Pocono is, and like I said, the straightaways are so long. So basically, what you want to do is, if I'm the trailing car, which is basically, the trailing car is the car that's behind. So if I'm the trailing car and I get a run, which is from the draft and everything, and I can get side by side, or if I can get to the left rear or the right rear of the car in front of me, I can actually, in hindsight, basically what you're doing is you're slowing them down. You're taking the air off their rear spoiler, which actually slows that car down and allows you to continue your speed, so that way you can actually make the move and take the spot. But it's not a very easy thing to do. It takes, in my opinion, months to try and learn how to properly do that. But once you learn and once you can perfect that, man, you can, coming through the field is a lot easier than to try and knock people out of the way, or try to wait for somebody to make a mistake. Because then it kind of puts the power in your hands to go ahead and make the move, instead of waiting on the other people to make the mistakes and stuff. So it's a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you see Brandon just touched the wall a little bit there. That was a close call. I was just gonna say though, Brandon is coming way down low and doing that exact same thing we were talking about. Top 3 guys are doing that, but man, can you maybe go back to replay? I think Brandon 6 in the 66 touched the wall pretty good, from what I saw. Brandon, did you see that all?
I might have just missed it when they did that.
So he comes out of this turn.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, he comes out of that turn and hits it pretty good. Maybe I'm seeing things tonight, but
Yeah, so was he hitting a ride with the 66? Did he hit the wall?
yeah.
That's a little bit of a kiss. That's not that bad. But I will say this: as the 7 car goes for the battle for the lead, these cars are actually pretty strong. So it doesn't, that little bit of a kiss, I don't really think hurts them. But I think it can throw you off a little bit. You had a rhythm that you were working with, and maybe tagging that kind of throws you off a little bit. You're a little bit more hesitant to get in the throttle coming from the center of the corner. But maybe not. It just depends on the driver. But looks like the 66 is gotten passed by Mark Whitley. So we'll see. Mark Whitley was actually fast in the truck race as well. Unfortunately, he made a mistake there and hit the wall, and actually him and the 66 both hit the wall. So it's actually not surprising to see both of them running up front again, here in the Cup race. So I don't know. if they can avoid the mistakes, I would say that they both have a great chance of winning the race. But it just depends.
Yeah, 33 laps down here in stage 2, and it looks like they are putting the gas on because they are making passes, getting a little more aggressive here. As you see, Mark Whitley now in the 1 position, and Brandon 6 now trying to chase him down. Battle here in the back just a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like the 34 attempted to try and make a move. Unfortunately, couldn't see the car they were trying to make a move on. But he made a move in 3 and actually made it stick, but looks like he maybe didn't do so much of a good job trying to side draft. And basically, it goes back to what I was saying before. If you're going to make the move, like, you got to be able to side draft that car. If you do not side draft that car, you basically don't have anything. And then he has to go and do this whole setup all over again. It is super, super frustrating, especially if you have a faster car. But you can't do anything with it because either you don't have the help behind you or you didn't side draft good enough. So, like I said before, it's all learning. And what these guys are doing right now, they're learning on the fly. So if they can go ahead and like I said, make that move, as you see cars still fanning out, trying to break the draft, it's going to be a great race once these tires start to really fall off and kind of see maybe some comers and goers. It's going to be interesting. At the 66 and the 12, oh, that was a little tight, but they were clean. They were clean. It looked like the 60 looks like the 66 is falling. So as much as I said that damage didn't hurt, I mean, unless he's playing the strategy game, maybe he did get a little bit more damage than I thought.
Yeah, he may have, because he is dropping a few spots back now. I think he's sitting now 3rd, 4th position, as it looks like. 35 laps down, and look at this battle back behind, almost 3 wide. As 2 cars, 1 car's going, actually they're going to the pits there, coming in quick. Slow it down.
That could have been speeding. I don't know. I saw the 26 Dunkelberg. He definitely locked him up entering pit road. So I don't know. That could be interesting. Sorry, AJ, we got a penalty. I didn't jinx him. I promise.
You've been jinxing these guys on your picks, man. You got to calm it down, Brandon. I
know. I don't know what it is. But hey, look, they're helping me win races in the truck series. So
yeah.
I don't know what it is, but we'll see what But hey, look, like I said before, the 26, even if you got a penalty, it's still early. We're it's not stage 3. It's not the end of the world. They can come back from this. So.
Yeah, we are 30.
Coming down pit now.
Is he coming down pits now?
Oh, Mark Whitley on pit road as well. Yeah.
Different names coming in and making some changes. 37 laps down. Stage 2 is going to end at 45 laps. So just a few laps to go before we end stage 2. Good racing so far. No caution, surprisingly, but that's okay. Love to see it out here at Pocono Raceway.
What, last season, these guys were at Pocono, and they also put on a great race. So it's something about Pocono. These guys love to put on a great race at Pocono. We appreciate it because it gives us a lot to talk about. So keep it up, boys.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're going to talk about it a lot more at the end of this race when we finish because, man, anything can happen. These guys are pitting. They're making their stalls. They're getting fuel, tires. There's so much going on early in this race that by the end, it just like I said, everything is out the window. All these plans that they had, they've put it in the trash, and now they're out here trying to survive and trying to go with the flow. They're trying to figure it out as each lap goes by.
I think I figured out the 66's strategy. I think he's going to try and make it. I could be wrong, but every time it kind of seems like he just falls back a little bit more. Every time somebody else pits, and he just falls back a little bit more. So
he's just saving a little bit? You think he's saving?
So. I think so. It would be a stretch by far. But, man, if you already got a win, why not? Just go for it.
Yeah, well, hopefully that that plan pays off. We could see what happens if it does not, unfortunately. But I think we'll get in the pits. He'll make the right decisions. As it sits right now, I see. Let's see here. Who we got in the one spot? Can we get a look at him? Yeah, we got Frankie in number 12 in the one spot. Andrew Phipps right behind him, and Brandon Fetterplace in third. Brandon 6 falling back to fourth position. And Julio, we haven't talked about Julio a whole lot tonight. He is in fourth place, started 28th and making his way through the pack. A couple more guys that I want to talk about. Ryan in the 3-car, Ryan Pasoko, he started 43rd, sitting 7th, and right behind him is Drew in the 48. He is in 37, or sorry, he started 37th, now looking at 8th position.
I believe Drew and Ryan Pasoko got penalties at the beginning of the race, so I think they had to start in the back. So, but to be able to, start that far back and stay out and be able to, move your way through the field, as I was saying before, you got to be, aggressive, but you got to know how to side draft and got to know how to make passes properly. They pretty much made it easy coming that far back. I mean, they're what are they? They are 10 and 12 seconds off the leader, but I mean, they still have a great chance of possibly getting up there and battling for the win, at the end. So, still a long race to go, but it's great to see that these guys out here making passes and coming from the back.
Yeah, we got 5 laps left here in stage 2, and we got 2 more guys coming in the pits. Turning on the brakes, slow it down. Seeing a lot of that tonight. As we, looks like a 3rd car coming in. Number 12 car there.
Yeah, looks like he's still out there. I think he might have learned some things from the last stage. So, I don't know. I think, let's see, he has it's about a 2-second lead over Brandon 6 right now. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna try. He's definitely gonna try.
Is he letting off that much? Is that what I'm seeing, Brandon?
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
wow.
Car's completely off at this point. He's turning it off, and he's gonna probably turn it off right here. Yep. And no, he says he cannot make it. He cannot.
I am going to pit. I'm getting this car right now, getting some feel. And he spins. This is exactly what we were talking about.
The 66
second
spins.
Time? Is that the second time this race?
No, but he
that's
Thomas,
right, it was Meeks earlier.
Meeks spun the first time, but the 66 spun in the truck race on Tuesday, so he did the exact same thing. Well, I can't say that. He did get speeding the truck race, so I don't know if he got speeding there. But again, it's early, so
take a replay of this. These are the mistakes we're seeing. It's unfortunate, but man, especially on a track like this, any small mistake like that can cost you a lot of spots. And if he got a penalty, which I hope he did not, then that's going to push him way back. Hard to recover from that one.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if all he did was he just embarrassed himself a little bit and spun, then that's not that bad. But if you got the penalty on top of that, that's just insult to injury.
Yeah, didn't touch the ball. He saved it there, but hopefully get back out there. Keep it straight. 43 laps down here at Pocono. We are about to finish here stage 2, but before we do, we got a lot of new faces up front. Looks like Drew in the one spot now. Frankie and Brandon's going to follow up right behind him. All right. AJ, do we have some news that you want to bring in?
Yeah, our race leader, Drew Jua, if you guys remember coming to that extended yellow where iRacing gave us another lap under caution right after the stage, he ducked down pit road and took fuel. So that's why he's staying out this long. I don't know if he's going to make it, but he's given it his all to make it that one extra lap, and he's going to have to go for it now.
Well, you know what's crazy? He has Drew has a 17-second lead over our second place at Andrew Phipps. So all he really has to do is coast. I mean, he could basically do the same thing that Frankie was doing to try and attempt to make it. You know, if he can stay out of trouble and not get ran over. these guys are passing him left and right. Yeah, you have to. I mean,
Another guy, yeah, right there, another guy shutting the car off.
Yeah, he's trying to go very, very far in field. But man, I mean, the only problem is if you do make it, then, oh man, you still have to make it back around, and I can't tell if is he still coasting?
He's slowing way down. Yeah, that may be an issue there. Maybe a lot of these guys, you know, ran the truck race on Tuesday, and they got a little insight of what they think they want to do tonight. And I don't think I saw this on Tuesday. I didn't see guys turning the trucks off or nothing like that. As man, looks like Drew in the 48, Drew Jua in the 48 is going to win stage 2. Man, some action going on tonight.
Yeah. Hey, strategy. That is all that's being played tonight. I love races when the strategies.
Absolutely. He just barely squeaked by, got that win on stage 2. We've got stage 3 coming. Thank you guys all for being here right now. Xtreme Mountains 200 presented you by Xtreme Performance Motorsports. What a race we've had here so far at Pocono. We are going to cut to a commercial break, and we will be right back with the action.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
All right, that was the end of stage 2. Congratulations to Drew on that win. We're about to go stage 3 finish here at Pocono Raceway. Brandon, you want to bring some guys in here and talk to them real fast?
Yeah, let me see if I can, I know we had some problems before. Let me see if I can dial up Andrew Phipps. Phipps, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I'm here. How you doing up there?
Oh, we're doing great, man. We're loving the strategy that's playing out, man. It's pretty fun to kind of guess what you guys are kind of thinking. I don't think we have really a clue up here, but definitely making it interesting for the fans to listen to. So, congratulations. We didn't get to talk to you on your stage 1 win. Tell us how the race is going for you.
I'm just trying to keep it clean, take care of the tires, not get any damage, and kind of just fell in my lap, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Sorry,
So,
I had to do my lane change there, or choose what lane I'm gonna be in.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, it's been pretty uneventful, to be honest with you. Just kind of riding around and taking care of it, waiting to see what happens.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we're not going to hold you. 'Cause I know you guys are trying to prepare So we're gonna go ahead and let you go, and I'm gonna see if I can dial up Drew Jua really quickly. Let me see if I can get him on. Hey, Drew, it's Brandon in the booth. You got us?
Sir.
Man, congratulations on your stage 2 win, man. Tell us how the race is going.
Started in the back with one of my teammates. Drove up to 10th in the first stage through strategy, and honestly, I forgot to take full fuel, and kind of got blessed by that delayed green.
Yeah.
Ended up coming down and starting in the back, and just saved the whole time, and saved enough fuel to make it to the end, and won stage 2.
Nice. Well, we're not gonna hold you, like I said, because the restart's coming up. So, good luck the rest of your race, sir, and we'll see if we'll be talking to you again.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Brandon. Wow, those guys, they seem pretty calm down there. I don't think they realize exactly what's going on with this race because it's been wild. A lot of action, guys spinning in the pit, saving fuel. I mean, what more can you ask for here at Pocono?
I don't know how those guys are calm. I'm sitting over here. My brain is like fried as I'm sitting here trying to figure out like what strategy are they even on. But you know what though, they are putting on a hell of a show tonight. Definitely for for remembrance of Reese Calva. So they're doing the daggone thing out there, and it's stage 3. We're gonna make it happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, stage 3 starting right now. As the green flag flies, Ryan Pasuko in the one car on the inside taking off. Drew and Frankie up top, following Big Wreck in the back. This is going to be our first caution of the evening.
Oh, actually another stage
Caution
green.
flag is not out yet.
See if we can figure out what happened here.
Take a look what happened off of the restart.
Oh,
And there's the caution. Man.
Oh man, we have to dissect that a little bit better.
It seems like there was multiple cars that just got loose off the restart. So now we're on board here. Is this the 30? Take a check up there.
Oh man.
Man, you know, you got to give him a little credit for not destroying the car in front of him. But man, I feel like these guys got to bunch up a little bit closer on that restart so we don't see those checkups. It's tough to see. You don't want to see this happen.
Unfortunately, this is actually the prime example of checking up and stopping and going and stuff like that. It creates chaos. As you can see, the 55 get a huge hit. Not sure who he hit, but man, I'm pretty sure he has front end damage. He's gonna definitely have to go down and get that looked at. But man, that was a unfortunate event that happened on a restart. That's not something that happens too often. So I think guys were just trying to get ready and was a little too eager to go, and one thing led to another. And you got bumper cars, and then you got people trying to avoid each other and self spinning. So. Yeah, unfortunate event.
Yeah, how smooth it's been so far at this point in time of the race, and then you see that it's I guess we're gonna see everything tonight here at Pocono, man. Pretty amazing. Thomas Meeks came in very strong and hit the back. I don't know what car that was on that restart, but man, I hope his car's okay and he can get back out there. That was a tough hit.
The Charlie Birch of the 53 car. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. You're gonna have to get it definitely looked at. I couldn't tell how much damage he had. Maybe it wasn't too bad, but there's internal things in the car that we can't see exterior-wise that can break as well. So I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. Hopefully, it's not too bad. He can get the damage and get back out there. But again, these guys are trying to get every position possible. These guys know that, if they can pick up a spot early, that's one less car you got to pass. This is, we're it's time to get down to business. We're on lap 50 right now under caution, but at the laps tick off, those are the laps that you could have had to pass somebody. That's the laps that you could have had that you could have picked up positions. So now you're losing those running under caution. So it looks like some people are coming down pit road. Looks like maybe gonna top off on fuel. maybe they've learned a little bit from Drew winning stage 2 there.
Yeah, absolutely. Because guess what? When you don't have no fuel and you're coasting at the end of this race, you ain't gonna win. You're gonna drop some spots. You want to have all the fuel, you want to have all the tires, and you want to go for it because there is no stop at this point in time. When this caution and when this checker flag comes out, this is it. This is the end of the race. Nothing's changed up top so far right now after the restart. Drew Jua, Ryan Pasoko, Frankie Barossa, Andrew Phipps, and Matt Fleming wrapping up your top 5. Again, some guys that you may want to look at in the middle of pack when we restart here is Brandon Fetterplace, Joshua Sobol, Jeff Tetro. Those guys right there can make their way up there as well.
I mean, guys that topped off in fuel. I will say this: maybe they went back and watched the Dale Jr. race when he ran out of fuel at Charlotte, coming out of 4. Till this day, that still hurts my heart to watch Kevin Harvick pass him on turn 4. I remember it like it was yesterday. I literally threw some food at the TV. I was so pissed. But sorry, fans, Dale Jr. fans, you had to relive it with me. But but yeah, I mean, it's you don't want that, if you can go out there and you can put some more fuel in it, hey, go ahead and do it. Yeah, you're gonna start in the back, but thankfully you had as you guys just saw, that was the Trules rule again. So you got to choose what lane you wanted to be in, and in hopes that being in the back, hey, maybe I chose the right lane and I can actually pick up a couple spots. So there's again strategy.
Strategy. Yeah,
exactly.
Brandon, they've caught us all off guard here in the booth, thinking that we knew what these guys may come out and do, and they proved us wrong. But that's what's fun about Pinocchio or Pocono. I knew I was gonna mess it up twice. Brandon, you gotta help me here. Why am I in shambles tonight? What is happening to me?
I don't know what. I think for now on, we'll just call it Pinocchio. It's fine. We'll call it that. That's the name of the track. It's fine. We call it other names as well that we're not going to discuss on broadcast.
Yeah. Well, before that happened, before I did that, man, I wanted to bring up a couple names that's interesting to see at the bottom. Brandon Six, Chris Vanderplatz, and Nick Biddy. Those guys are in that 30, 31, 32, 33. Didn't think I'd see that happen, but they're down there. And another interesting thing is you're looking at our top 1 and 2, Ryan Pasoko and Drew. They started in the 43 and 37th spot, and now we're looking at 1 and 2. Man, it's just crazy. I can't predict tonight. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, and again, that's because of the strategy. That's why I said strategy is everything, especially with these big tracks like this. It shuffles up the field so much. But it's great because you can actually see other people, out here in the front. I mean, the 3 of Ryan Pasoko, I don't think he's at a lap all race, but he's up front now. So he's about to get the fish car in front.
Well, that pace car's off, and we are starting the final stage here. 52 laps down. A lot of action to go. Hey, shout out to our sponsor, Xtreme Performance Motorsports, and this is great racing at the Xtremes Mountains 200.
Sure, and another great restart, this time by Drew Jua. And you know what? It was clean, yet again. So these boys know how to actually get some clean restarts, and definitely shout out to them for getting it done.
Absolutely.
Andrew Phipps is on the. Whoa! I thought that was gonna be it. He was on the apron. I thought that we were gonna have the big one.
No 3 wide yet, just like you were talking, Brandon. Single file for the most part. They're driving safe out here. Side by side, not too far back, but Drew in the front there, still rolling. Ryan, Frankie, and Matt chasing him down as best they can.
See Frankie right here. He's getting a run on the 48. Gives him a little push. It's kind of what we talked about earlier about getting that draft. Sometimes you get that draft and you get a run, but you can't. I can't talk. I'm sorry. There's really nowhere to take the run. He can go ahead and push him, or he can go ahead and get side by side with him and try to make a pass. But I mean, it's too early in the run, so we're probably gonna see a little bit of single file for a little while. Then you'll probably start to see some double files as the tires start to kind of fall off. So it's you know, a little too early for beating and banging, but we still got plenty of time for that.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see that happen later on, man. These guys are pushing as hard as they can as they're crossing that finish line here. Going into turn 1, Drew, Frankie, Ryan, Matt, Mark still rolling. 54 laps down here at Pocono Raceway. I said it right that time. Extreme Mountains 200, Hunt 200. Brought to you by Xtreme Performance Motorsports.
Hey, Emery, you know what's coming up next lap?
What's coming up?
It's my favorite sound. You take a guess at what that is?
What is it?
I'm bringing the noise.
We're bringing the noise?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Hey, I think it's a good time for that. We are back here at Pocono. Brandon, that is your favorite part of the race. What do you think about that, man?
Awesome, man. Just to go ahead and hear those cars streamlining down those straightaways, man, and then hear them shifting as well in some corners. Oh, makes me want to go drive on a road course somewhere and just shift all day long.
You're missing it. You're already missing from Tuesday. Congratulations again to you, man. Back-to-back wins in the Truck Series. Amazing feat. If you win next week, I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. You're out of the booth. We'll get you in a cup car or something.
If I could make 4 in a row happen, I will have to do something different. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to figure something out. As looks like is that Mark Whitley? The 7 car?
Yeah, I think it is.
53?
Mark Whitley.
Where he come from?
What happened?
Maybe I just missed him. I think I just missed him.
Like I said, he's kind of quiet. He's always sitting there in that 3 or 4 spot, and then all of a sudden, bang, he's in first, and he's going to win a race. But he's in the right position to get to be where he wants to be. Drew and Frankie still in the 1 and 2 spot. 23 laps to go. Believe it or not, this race it's coming to an end. And wow, Andrew Phipps there, Brandon Shelton, Robert, the song there. All guys that can win this race tonight. It's just going to be very interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, so I gotta take a little side note. I was hearing, no, we're gonna hold that. The 12 car is making a pass on the 48 here. Battle for the lead. My pick, Frankie, clears the 48 to the lead.
Yeah, I think he got him.
Yes,
Did he get him?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, what
No,
a
we got a
caution.
caution. Yellow flag. Second one of this evening.
Huh.
Looks like it's going to be Brandon Shelton, I believe, here in the back.
No.
Man, 22 laps in here, or 22 laps almost to the finish, and our second caution is out.
I was just saying. Oh, no.
Tough spin on the straight stretch there.
I was just looking at the results, and I was like, "No, there's some new players up front in the top 10." Man, that's an unfortunate situation. That's
the 4 getting spun right there. He started 25th and was sitting right there in 11th position before that caution came out. That's not good. That's tough, man.
Well, we'll see if he has any damage. I mean, it was a hit, but if he doesn't have any broken toe links or anything like that, he still has time to get back into it.
Absolutely. Hope he does. Yeah, like you said, man, it didn't look like he hit too hard. It was contact, but could have been a lot worse. He did some pretty good driving, saving that to keep his car clean.
And I was trying to, what in the world is going on up front? I see cars locking them up. What is? Hey, I'm not sure what's going on there, but I think they cleaned it up. So I was trying to see if we can get a little close up on the 2 car and see if we can figure out the side that he hit, or see if we can get that pulled up. See if we can see any damage. No, I'm not seeing much damage. Maybe I do see a little bit of maybe damage on the left front, maybe. Not okay. The right rear.
There you got some.
Okay. But it doesn't look. It looks like all tires are up. Doesn't look like any broken toe links. So, hey, man. Like I said, I mean, there's still plenty. You got 20 laps, and these laps are long. As we see the whole field come down the pit road. And unfortunately, I'm getting word that the 48 car of Drew Jua, who was sitting P2, slid through the pit box and had to back up. So, unfortunately, he is not going to come back out P2. He's going to lose some spots there.
He's going to lose some spots there, man. And again, this is one of the 3rd or 4th mistakes we've seen in the pits happen tonight. That can cost you a lot of spots, and if you're speeding, it can cost you a race. Look at all those cars coming out of the pit right now. That's a great shot by the team. 19 laps to go here at Pinocchio. I did that on purpose that time. Okay.
I'm cool with it. I need to. I'll start calling it that too.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go with it. That was on purpose.
Do you want one? I got one for you.
What do you got?
We have Ryan Pasoko. Could be Pasokano.
Wow. Now you're really mixing up. I like it. I like it though. Pocono, Pasoko? At Pocono?
Pasokano.
You know what just came out, Brandon? Unfortunately, I'm just getting word 25 gets an EOL because of that last caution.
Yeah,
Andrew Phipps.
Yeah, it kind of expected it. You know, with this. Only problem is, with it being this late, I mean, basically you're going to be back there with the 2 car, Brandon Shelton. So honestly, if I am the 25 car, I come back down pit road and top off on fuel. And it looks like that's what he's going to do. So, we're still a little close on fuel. So, and it's look like these boys are making the choose decision there. And looks like Larson's getting the waiver. Okay, Larson's getting the waiver around as well. That puts him back on. Does that put them back on the lead lap? I think it does. No. I'm sorry. He is 17. Well, 17 laps down. So no, unfortunately, it looks like Robert Babcock would actually be the one who gets the. He's only 1 lap down, so if he can keep it clean, and another caution comes out, he will be the lucky dog winner and be able to get back on the lap and try to see if he can mix it up with these boys again.
Absolutely, and we kind of talked about this tonight. We knew that this final stage, these guys were going to go after it. Kind of seeing this unfold now and play out. I don't know what's going to happen when we're 5 to go here at this racetrack, and kind of sits as it looks. Frankie Barroso up there, the number 12. He's number 1. Mark Whitley still hanging around in the 2nd spot. Matt Fleming in 3rd. Timothy Moore in 4th right now, and Drew falling back a little bit. He's now in 5th, but we'll probably see him up there here shortly.
You got Mitch Diamond in P6, Joshua Sobel in P7. Those are 2 names we really haven't talked about today. Brandon 6 and P8, Jeff Tetro, and P9, and Graham and P10. Another name we really, 2 names we really haven't talked about as well. So Robbie Hassan, P11. Shout out to him.
Yeah, Graham and Hassan, they started in that 25 to 20 spot. Now they're looking 10, 11, so they're in the mix.
Yeah, making moves, man. It's that time.
Yeah, no, it is. It is time. When we go green here, I think we'll have, 17 laps to go? Excuse me, green flag's out right now. I apologize. 18 laps to go. We're green. 17 now. Frankie Barroso on the inside, followed by Timothy Moore.
I'm not sure what happened on that restart with the
Me either. Look at that group.
Man, what a run. Frankie got a push from his teammate there. But, I mean, that's good pick work.
We got 3 wide in the back now.
Yeah, it's game on now. These boys, you're going to start seeing a lot more aggression from these drivers.
Single file up front like we've seen in the past here. Trying to make their moves in the back of the pack, side by side. Timothy Moore, Mark Whitley, chasing Frankie down in the 12. 4 in the 66, battling. Now we're looking at Mitch Diamond and Graham in the number 4 car. They have gone up to 7 and 8 spot, making their moves. Mark Whitley dropping back in 4th, it looks like. 16 laps to go. Lead racing so far at the end of the stage.
So it looks like, these boys, like I said, are if you look in the back of the field, man, they are side by side. They are mixing it up. They are, like I said, side drafting. They're doing everything right now trying to make up position, because we've only got 15 laps to go. And yes, these laps are long, but man, you gotta put your big boy britches on. It's time to go.
It is time to go, and I can't believe this, man. The time is coming to an end. 15 laps. It's gonna go quick.
Yes, it is.
Just take a look at the 04 car there. Graham still pushing. I think he's going to get up to that top 5 if he keeps continuing the pace that he's at right now. I apologize.
04 if Jonathan Wright actually is in P13. But guess what? He's still having a good run though. So, shout out to him, trying to make it into the top 10. Side by side versus Song, trying to make spots up as well. Man, these guys are dicing it now.
They're figuring it out now.
Sometimes it takes the whole race. Sometimes they just wait to the end. Then just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case something bad happens, which I can respect either way. And they're still side by side. It looks like the 66 starting to make some headway.
Starting to make his way back, yeah. After that spin in the pits. That's something you want to see. It's hard to come back from something like that, but he's doing it.
I mean, that time that happened was probably about the latest that you ever want that to happen. This is probably working out right for him. Now the question is, can he make it on pit? I mean, we restarted with 17, 18 laps to go. And at that point, I think it was very close. As we saw the first stage with 20 laps, and it was very close for them. So, I mean, you gotta, it's a couple laps less, but I think these guys are still having to save just a tick. But if you're leading, guess what? You're not saving anything.
No, you're not. You're pushing the limits there. And if you are leading, if you're in that top 5 position, you're trying to get to the front. Do you think the fuel will be a factor though because you're pushing it too hard, or you're already set? You already know what you're doing. It looks like the caution is out right now. Let's see what happened. Talked about it here. Caution's coming out late as these guys battle for position.
Run 20 of Andrew Bolander. That's what we're hearing.
Looks like 19 puts 20 in the wall, and he hits hard down low in the grass.
That's a lot harder hit than what Brandon Shelton in the 2-car felt.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
this is the second time we've seen something like this now. 19 just kind of getting right into him and spins it.
Yeah, one of the things that can happen, and I'm not saying for sure if that's exactly what happened or not, but one of the things that can happen is as you get side by side with another driver, sometimes the car that you're passing can actually pull you closer to them. And in hindsight, you really don't realize that it's happening, and the next thing you know, you're turning somebody. So I don't know for a fact if that's what happened as we ride along. As you kind of see, like his wheel is straight for the most part. As he was still hanging to him with somebody there too. I mean, his wheel was absolutely straight. I mean, you rarely saw any movement at all, which would tell me that the air was technically pulling them together as he's trying to make a pass on him, which unfortunately it even happened to myself as well, so I know from experience. So if that was the situation, it happens. It sucks, especially for the car that got spun with hitting the safety barrier that hard. That was a pretty hard lick.
Yeah, 11 laps to go now. This kind of changes stuff. If you're up front, do you like this caution? Kind of slows everything down, or do you want this to play all the way throughout so you can get in front of the pack and try to make your distance and get the win? What do you think about the guys up front, and then also these guys that are sitting like the Mark Whitleys, Matt Fleming, even Mitch Diamond, and those guys in that position? What do you think?
We're about to find out.
And as we try to figure it out, they're pitting. Yeah, of course.
Mark Whitley is he? No, it looks like he has some cars with him, not many. Fresh tires. I mean, fresh tires are important. I mean, fresh tires you can make up spots with taking 4 fresh tires, but do you have enough time? Because it becomes a time game. Are we going to stay green, or are we going to have caution after caution after caution? If we're going to have caution after caution after caution, you just threw away any chance of winning, or probably even finishing in the top 5. It's man, I'm so glad I wasn't in this race, because I don't know what I would have done. That's a hard call to make now in the truck race. Yeah, and just heard that it dropped him all the way back to the Mark Whitley. Now we'll sit around P20. So he loses, oh, man, almost 20 spots, and then in a matter of maybe 7 laps, you got to make that up. I mean, that's going to be very, very difficult. But he's an aggressive enough driver that he could do it. But he can't play around with his drivers. He really has to just go out there and make the passes, and just don't even think about it. Just make the pass and keep going. He's going to be dive bombing. He's going to be probably pushing people out of the way. But so we might want to ride with him coming through the field. It might be very entertaining for us to watch.
So Brandon Emery,
when we go later into this race, and with 5 laps to go, we may see another caution. We may see guys coming into pit again. So you don't know how this is going to unfold. And I think they have an idea, but it's a guessing game at this point in time, and it's fun to watch up here in the booth. I'm sure it's fun to watch with the guys and the girls watching from YouTube, Wheels America Racing Network. This has been quite a show. And man, Brandon, were we gonna go with a driver or no?
I don't know. We have to see if I don't know. What do you think, AJ? Do you think we should ride with somebody, or bring you in and see if we can get your decision or your idea? Well,
honestly, I'm actually gonna say we should stick with the 7 car. But I was gonna chime in and say, he came in pit, he came out in 20th, but just by picking the inside lane, he's going to move all the way up to the 15th or 17th position. So he gained a couple spots, and he's going to have the freshest tires out of anybody in front of him by easily 15 laps.
Okay. Now, I kind of played this strategy in the truck race, but I was on 2 tires, and I had to hold off people. Now, it wasn't 9 laps to go. It might have been about 6 or 7 to go. Man, like I said, I think we stick with the 7. I agree. And we just ride along for the ride, and let's see how far up there he can get before a caution comes out. I think this is going to be probably the most entertainment we've seen all race. And we've seen some entertainment for sure.
If one guy can do it, it's him. I would put my money on him. Fresh tires in that position, it's going to be fun to watch him go through the pack. And we're going to go green here shortly. And yes, we are. Pace car's off. 9 laps to go before we go green. Green flag is out here at Pocono. Let's see this unfold as we're right on board with the number 7, Whitley. Fresh tires.
He didn't get as good of a restart as I thought he would.
He's already trying to make a pass on the inside.
Yeah, getting held up. It's like I said, it's not easy.
Not easy at all.
You gotta pick your position. You gotta pick your spots. But it looks like he's gonna force a 3 wide here. No, he thinks better of it. Sticks with 2. Up front, they're good. Oh man, let's bounce off the wall up front.
I think this is what we were talking about, Brandon. You've been saying it 3 wide, 4 wide. It might unfold right now. 8 laps to go. 7 car trying to make it through the pack. Again, guys, he has fresh tires, just pitted. Trying to make his way back up there.
There's like 15 cars right in front.
Look at that. It's a parking lot.
Absolutely. And he has to try and pass all these guys?
Inside as he goes, passing the car there. Still getting bunched up. 3 wide right in front of him, side by side.
He's losing time. Down to 7 laps to go.
The clock is ticking for him. Look at him. Inside, outside, trying to make the line. Just can't find it.
do this. Oh, okay, we're going 3 wide now. Carlisle's checking up some.
And the caution is
Oh.
out. Let's take a look what happened here in the back.
Did I jinx him? Let's see. No, nothing so far. Oh, no, it's behind us. Whoa. What in the world happened there?
It looks like he went way below the tunnel there. Under the yellow line. This gets loose.
Yeah.
Can't save it.
He didn't hit it. Oh, well. I was going to say he didn't hit anything, but... Oh, man.
Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. I tell you what, though. I'm surprised that that wasn't as crazy as I thought it was going to be. That was a little bit more tamed. But now that we're going to be coming to about 3 laps to go when we go green.
Did everybody stay out? I think you stay out, don't you? I mean, you're not gonna, and no one's gonna pit at this point.
No. I mean, you made your bed with the last one.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Frankie is still leading. You know,
Frankie's still up front. Timothy Moore right there too.
Got his teammate there, and guess what? When you have your teammate with you, usually it goes well. But Brandon Six and Drew Drua, they're teammates as well. So look at Robert Hissong up to P5.
I was just gonna say that. You took the words out of my mouth. I had my pick tonight, but I'm rooting for Robert tonight. Look at him. Started in the grid 20th, and now he's looking at P5. Robert Hissong in 8, man. Go get yours.
Absolutely. Hey, that's the never give up. You know, it's still a lot to learn in these races, and a lot of these guys, are, still learning. Whether you're a rookie or a veteran, we're all, trying to learn stuff. And I know he's kind of voiced his, I wouldn't say displeasure, but just some frustrations with the way how the race is going. So it's good to see that he's finally having a good race tonight.
Absolutely. Thomas Meeks also one name. He's been all over the board tonight, and he finds himself right now, I believe, in the 8th spot. Thomas Meeks in 55. That's an interesting name to see up there, up top, from where he's been throughout the race.
So I was trying to look back really quickly just to see how many spots Mark Whitley actually picked up, and he only picked up 2 spots. Actually, no, I'm sorry. He didn't pick up. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's incorrect. He lost 1 spot. Oh, well, that's... Yeah, he started 17th, P18. Well,
hard to go through the pack, man. I mean, it's like, hey, it's a parking lot. You find the right spot to go, and then you got... Yeah, it's just, that was tough for him. He's got fresh tires. I know he's frustrated because he knows he can be faster, but...
oh, yeah. But that's what I was saying. Like, if you did it, if you're coming from the back, you have to be super aggressive. You have to drive it into the corners. You're the one with the fresher tires, so you have to make the move. But if I remember correctly, I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe he has a penalty on file, and the way how the penalty works is it doesn't drop off. So you don't want to collect penalties by causing cautions and by doing, not intentional wrecking, but driving very, very aggressively and making bonehead moves. Oh man, but talk about picking up spots there. Oh, that changes everything. What a move. I have to see how many spots he just picked up, but let's see what we got here.
He take the inside or outside?
Yeah, he took the inside.
He took the inside, okay.
He's gonna be P13.
Yeah, he's gonna like that on this restart.
From 18th to 13th. I'm pretty sure he's feeling a little bit better now. And didn't have to pass. Well, basically didn't pass anybody with the green flag, but made up all those spots. Making, doing the choose cone. So, shout out to him for counting cars. I mean, that's what you got to do with it. So
that's probably going to be the best pass he's made all night. But more to go. And real quick, I'd like to shout out to our sponsor before we go green. Wheels America, Admin Box, Flim Dogs, Units Moving and Portable Storage, the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast, and hey, big thanks to Harpoon Designs. Extreme Mountains 200 presented by Extreme Performance Motorsports. We appreciate you guys being here. We appreciate the sponsors. We appreciate everyone being here tonight on this special night. Man, you couldn't ask for more. Pocono Raceway. I think we're going to go green here. 3 laps to go, and the pace car's off. Let's see this unfold. Here we go.
All right, solid restart there.
Side. Nobody's pulling away this time. They're racing good here. Frankie and Drew up front there.
Oh, they're tight back here. They bounce off the wall.
Super tight up front as well.
Oh, Ford just about turned to 7. We gave him a break.
A little bit of contact back there in the 5 and 6 spot. As they break away 4. Excuse me. Number 12, Frankie.
Coming to 2
now.
2 to go.
2 laps to go. Gonna keep it caution free.
Mark Whitley is trying. He's trying to find spots, but he is having a hard time.
On board with Drew in the 2nd spot, chasing down Frankie. Trying to look at the outside. Nothing there. Back single file, Frankie taken away. Drew, Timothy, Brandon 6, Matt Fleming, and Robert in the 6th spot.
3 wide back here. Oh, nope. He backs out of 65. Backs out of it. Thinks better of it. White flag. Let's see what they can do. See if they have anything for them.
Absolutely. They're going to give it all. Final lap right now. White flag is out. Frankie still in the lead. As they go into turn 1. Frankie and Drew kind of pulling away. Drew came real close. Yeah. Still there. Pace is strong. Gonna try to make a move. Frankie can see him, and Drew is driving the wheels off that car as we go into the final turn. Can Frankie hold him off? Does Drew got to run here? Timothy Moore in the back, and Brandon 6. Matt Fleming right behind him.
Frankie is going to hold it off.
Frankie's going to get him.
Congratulations to him, man. Wow. And man, that's got to be an emotional win right there. Definitely. Congratulations to him, man. Congratulations to that whole organization.
That's a big win for Frankie in the number 12 car. It's been an emotional week. Unbelievable race tonight.
And look at all the show of support, guys.
Man, look at all those drivers. Yeah.
Look at the family.
Look at that.
Frankie Barroso is going to win the Extreme Mountains 200 presented by Extreme Performance Motorsports. And this has to be huge on not just the whole league, but all of PHM. Frankie Barroso winning for the boss, Reese Kelvin, tonight.
That's going to be one he will never forget.
I got chills.
Be that special. Hey, I called it. I called it. I called it when you asked about it. Who my driver was.
Yeah, you did. You did call it, and if you could hear the chatter on the racetrack, it is great sportsmanship. It is emotion down there. It's awesome. It's really cool to see this, man. Good win for Frankie.
Absolutely.
And there are all those PHM cars right on that front stretch lining up.
Not a lot of words. I can just say that this is a special one.
Yeah, start to finish, this has been wild, crazy. I mean, unpredictable to say the least.
Yeah, great racing from start to finish, and then with the amazing finish that we had with Frankie Barroso coming through with the win, carrying his team through high emotions and sadness early in the week, and now able to celebrate with his whole team and celebrate Reese at the same time, man.
Look at all those cars
great
lining
to see.
up.
Look at those cars lining up. Man, it's just it's wild to see here.
I'll tell you what, boys. I knew I was race control tonight, and just obviously drove the honorary tribute to Reese Kelva in the pre-race, but I just wanted to chime in and just, man, I don't know what to say. This is just super emotional. I mean, Reese meant the world to me. We broadcasted together, as a lot of guys know, season 3, the entirety of season 3 with AJ here, and just gave the booth over here to Emery and Bowie, and just super emotional. Just I don't know what to say. It's just so damn cool to see a PHM victory on just a heartbreaking week. But yeah, just gotta Frankie had a passenger tonight, that's for sure.
And who else but Frankie winning this race, Steve? Who else but Frankie? If it was going to be anybody, I honestly think it was going to be that number 12.
Yeah, man. I mean, this not only puts, Frankie as up to 10 wins for the Cup Series in his ASRA career, but I mean, just a monumental win. I mean, all these PHM cars, both teams, PHM and PHMX, with the number 4 on top. The 4 was Reese's number in the league, and also just in iRacing in general. So super emotional, but great job, guys. Appreciate everything this group has done, and I just tell you what, it's just really emotional.
So why don't we go and take care of some of our post-race festivities. Steve, if you wouldn't mind, let's pull in our race winner so Brandon can give us that amazing interview. All right, Brandon, take it away, my friend.
All right, let's see if we can get Frankie here to run to the car. Woo, a lot of steps. Frankie, my man, you are the winner of the race for today. An emotional event that happened on Tuesday with your boss, Reese Kelva, passing away. Tell us your feelings, man. Tell us how you feeling. And then if you would like to, tell us how the race went. I know it's probably a part of the race that you don't really care to talk about. You just want to kind of talk about Reese, but tell us how you feeling, man.
I damn near cried as I was going across the start finish line. To be sponsored by Reese. I randomly met him in another league that I was just there for fun, and Reese reached out. I didn't know him. I didn't um I didn't know a lot of people. He just reached out to me saying, "Hey, do you want to be a part of something?" Uh and I said, "Yeah." I didn't know what I was getting in, but I'm just so thankful that I was able to meet Reese and you know um all the guys at PHM and throw back to the Texas Family Racing days. I wouldn't meet so many great people if it weren't for Reese Calva. But yeah, I mean, race went really well. I gotta thank Tim J Moore. He was the best teammate anyone can ask for. And as long as he's on the team, and even everyone else, Matt Fleming, uh, Thomas Meeks, Josh Larson, Joseph Mealy, Brandon Sheldon, Nick Lights, who isn't here, and Jamie Graham. Yeah, like I said, I was about crying as soon as I was crossing the line.
Definitely emotional up here in the booth as well as I will say I was one of the ones who said that I felt like you had the win tonight. I felt like you was gonna put the team on your back, which you've done before, and go out there and win and props to you, man. And I'm so sorry for the loss of Reese and you guys, and especially to his family as well and his kids. To his friends, for everybody that's having to deal with this loss. It's hard. But if you can, if you can tell us a little bit about the race and how your strategies worked. I know there was tons and tons of strategies out there. There was at one point where I thought you was gonna stay out for a stage, and you pitted and kind of threw me all off. So if you could talk a little bit about that and tell us how it went.
Yeah, absolutely, Brandon. Stage one was going to be tight on fuel. I think I was kind of more. I really wanted to save, but I saved, and about like halfway in, I was like, I don't think we can make it. I'm not gonna chance it. So I pit at the latest time. Kind of same thing in stage two. Um, yeah, stage three was kind of all about, at least for me, just kind of sitting, waiting, and just trying to put myself in position. I also got lucky a little bit with the caution falling where it did on lap 61.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had an angel above, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm still just speechless at this point, even though you guys know me, I have a lot to say usually.
Hey, it's warranted. It's all good. Congratulations on your win, man. I know this is a win you will probably never forget. You'll probably cherish this one forever. So go out there, celebrate with your teammates, man. And pour one out for Reese for us.
Yeah, man, thank you. None of this would be possible without um the Kelva family, and man, just thanks to them, and thanks to like anybody who supported Reese. And you know uh, there's gonna be a lot of celebrating tonight, but there's gonna be a lot of mourning tonight. But I'm just I'm glad I had and the team had an angel above that that helped us all tonight push through tonight.
Well, that's going to be your winner, Frankie Barroso, number 12 car for Extreme Mountains 200, presented by the Extreme Performance Mobile. And it's going to see if we can get P2 here. See if we can bring Drew down. All right, so I've caught up with Mr. Drew, a driver of the number 48 car. my man, you finished P2. You won a stage. You won stage 2. For the most part, you stayed up front. Well, except for in the beginning. Sorry, you did start in the rear. But tell us how the whole race went.
Oh yeah, I mean it was an amazing race. I mean, all throughout the race, it was honestly this is just a great story and a great win. My race went fine. Started in the back like you said. Got up to 10th. Got stage points. Won stage 2. Frankie was really fast behind me. It was pretty hard holding him off at the start of stage 3. I ended up making a mistake on pit road, and I had nothing for him. I'm happy that they won. That he won with that, with that happening. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that definitely made for a special moment. For him, for the whole Powerhouse Motorsports team, the whole league. Watching them come together and giving him a bump as he kind of drove slow after the checkered flag. So that was definitely pretty cool. I know, and I'm kind of in shambles right now because my mind is all over the place. But with winning stage 2, did you change any strategy going into the last stage, or trying to think of like you said, Frankie was faster than you. So at any point, did you ever think like, hey, I'm gonna go back down pit road, I'm gonna throw 4 tires on? I know Mark Whitley had did that, and it didn't really pan out for him. Did you ever at any point think about that?
I mean, you always think about pitting, but at the same time, I did that last week at New Hampshire, and it really came back to bite me. So I stayed out with my teammate, and we made the right strategy. Ended up coming out P2. Yeah, it's kind of it's a really, like I said, it's a really good story, and I'm happy that they won.
Yeah, I think we all are. I know individually, we all want to win, but if anybody was going to win that, we definitely want the feel-good story for that. So we got Gateway coming up next week. How do you feel about that coming up, sir?
Gateway in the next gen, so it's pretty fast. One of the fastest cars on the track, and ended up getting wrecked. So I'm hoping that my luck will change. But I'm feeling pretty good. I know the top 3 in points, myself, Six, and Tim, we all finished up inside the top 5. So it's going to be pretty hard to gain points on them with them being so consistent. But we'll go to Gateway where we'll try and keep up this pretty good luck.
And one thing, unfortunately, we forgot to tell Frankie. We'll have to mention that to him. But you are qualified for the Dash for Cash for next week for Gateway. So, because you finished in the top 4, so if you can be the leading car for Gateway out of the 4 cars, you can win extra couple dollars. So how do you feel about that? Or do you have any strategy going into the race for that?
My strategy now is to finish ahead of everybody else.
Couldn't have said it bad myself. Okay, straight to the point. I got you. All right. Was there any sponsors you wanted to throw out there before we roll?
Yeah, shout out to Bowie Esports for picking me up once again. I just want to say, still praying for Reese's family, as it's super sad, but yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. All right. Well, that is your P2 finisher, Drew Jewett, in the number 48 car. All right. We're going to try and grab our 3rd place driver, Mr. Timothy Moore. Let me see if I can grab him. Mr. Timothy Moore.
Hello.
You got me, sir. Hey,
Yes,
how you doing, sir? Hey, we meet up again, sir. You finished P3 tonight. You basically stayed up front. I don't think you fell back further than P10. If you did, I didn't see it. But Congratulations on your P3, man. I know tonight with Frank, you're winning. That's a special win for your whole organization. Tell us your feelings on that, and tell us how the race went.
Yeah, just coming into tonight's race, there was definitely a lot of emotion on the line and regards for the whole team, wanting to get this done here tonight for Reese. And I mean, Frankie was locked in from the start. I mean, he was giving us tips, doing whatever. I mean, this kid really worked his tail off tonight to really come away with the victory and well-earned victory. And man, I didn't get to, unfortunately, get to know Reese much because this is my first season in the league. And honestly, he welcomes me to this team, this year, it openly, regardless of the fact that I didn't have a charter and so on. He wanted me to be a part and try to get to know everyone. And to this point, I will say, I've meshed with this group very nicely, and I love working with every single one of them. The fact that we were able to not just get a victory tonight is really huge. But in terms of the race, we had a tough start. We had to get used to the tires and working the pack and stuff. And man, I mean, this Douglas distributing Chevy was fast. And at the end of the day, we got the track position we needed. We put ourselves right in the spot for the Dash for Cash next week. And I couldn't ask for a better to be in a better position here. That's 3 top 5s to open up the year. And granted, I know we're not technically locked in every week. We're going to have to do a lot of racing and qualifying to make sure I'm in the race every week. But 3 top 5s, putting ourselves in a spot right now to battle for the championship lead early on is pretty good. So I'm real excited, but we got to get a win eventually. You can't keep on coming in this top 5, not scoring victories.
Yeah, I hear you. You've been fast every week, so I feel your win's coming. It's coming. It's just a matter of circumstances and being there in the right spot at the right time, and that win is yours. But yes, you kind of spoke about it with the Dash for Cash. So yes, you are qualified for the Dash for Cash for next week at Gateway. Do you have any different strategy or different mindset going into the race to kind of go out there and try to win it?
Yeah, to be honest with you, granted, it's a little bit different because 50% fuel makes it a little bit more of a challenge. But
Mhm.
from my experience in a different league, getting to run Gateway to last week, track position is going to play a huge factor, but also saving that tire is going to be a huge factor because you have to utilize as much as you can on the restarts to really get as much track position as you can. Kind of like National Super Speedway, to be honest with you, with how we saw a week ago. So I think going to Gateway, we just have to be aggressive. We really need to qualify well. Today's, granted, wasn't bad. 10th place result is not where I need to qualify when we go to Gateway next week. So needless to say, we're going to have to be consistent if we're going to want to have a chance not just to win a Dash for Cash, but also to win the race. But I got a good old 101 today at Pocono about pit strategy, and I had a lot of failures in those first 2 stages before that second half where we finally start to click on the track. I need to be definitely up to par next week because that's a really hard pit road entry to get into under green at Gateway. So it'll be a challenge, but I look forward to it. And the fact that I have a teammate there makes me feel a little bit more relaxed. And I also do want to give a lot of credit to Drew. I want to mention as well as Brandon. Brandon cut me a break on the last lap, but for Drew as well, to turn around and he didn't send anyone for a win. He sits back there. He's a kid of his word. And he's one of my best friends for that reason. Just because I can trust the kid on the track. And I know he wanted to win that race as well more than anything. But him coming in and saying stuff to us as well, words of encouragement and his appreciation for our team, really meant a lot as well. Because that just shows just how big of an impact Reese had in this league, and I'm just proud to be a part of this team. Like I said, I'm so proud of everyone tonight. You couldn't write a better script for Reese, and I hope his family watching at home, really does thoroughly get to enjoy this. Because while we get, an hour and a half, 2 hours, a week to come here race in the Cup Series, it's been an absolute pleasure to this point. And I'm just so dang on proud of this group. I don't know how else to express myself. It's just I'm so thankful to be here, guys.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Definitely, especially yeah, it's listening to you say all that is definitely bringing some emotions. So I'm trying to keep it straight myself, but yeah, it's a great race. For the most part, you guys all put on a hell of a show. And no matter where you finished, Reese is probably more than likely he's looking down and he's smiling because at the end of the day he knows that was a fun race to watch. So again, I don't want to ramble on, but so congratulations on your P3, sir. We will see you next week at Gateway.
Indeed. Thank you so much. And again, I'm just so glad we were able to get this done for Reese.
Yes, sir. All right, so that is going to be your top 3. So we're going to be closing it out now. So, I mean, with the way how the week started, man, it's very, very emotional to try and push on and try to move on, and not move on, but try to continue with life, knowing that Reese isn't here, and I think, and I hope that we were able to put on a great show for his family and get them something to smile at, something to possibly laugh at with our jokes, and it was a special race from the beginning, a special and a great ending with Frankie Barroso coming in and finishing the race and winning the race in great fashion. From all the drivers coming by and hitting his car and saying congratulations and everything. I mean that all that was really, really special to see, and it just shows that how big of a family this league really is. No matter if you're on different teams, or whether you didn't like each other, maybe the race before or whatever. At the end of the day, we all came together. So. AJ, you got any last words before we close it down?
Yeah, I got a couple. Congratulations to Frankie and the whole race team there. Everybody in the league, a fantastic race tonight, and a huge tribute to Mr. Reese Kelva. I know he said it earlier, but a storybook ending to a heck of a week, in not a good way. But I know a lot of our nerves have been shot. But tonight was a fantastic race, a fun race. Brandon, Emery, you guys did a fantastic job calling the race tonight. And thank you to everybody in the chat.
Thank you.
Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more things Wheels America Cup Series and their Super Late Model Series, along with the Truck Series on Tuesday nights. But, Emery, it sounds like you got one more thing.
No, I just want to say real quick, man, it's just such an honor to be here, and the community that's out here. I'm reading the chat on YouTube, and it's special. It really is. Reese had a lot of friends, man. He had a lot of family, and it's just really cool. So that's all I got to say. I want to keep it short and sweet, but it's really an honor to be out here.
All right, so. Thank you, AJ and Emery, for giving us those last words. That's going to be it for us in the series for the race tonight. Thank you guys for watching the Xtreme Mountains 200 presented by Xtreme Performance Motorsports. We will catch you guys next week as the trucks will race on Tuesday at Gateway. The super late models are off on Wednesday, and we are back in the Cup cars here next week at Gateway. So we will see you guys next week. Everybody be safe, stay blessed, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace out, everybody.
From Mortar to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.